guys, so what we're going to do here is I was going to run through multiple examples of different types, so hopefully it'll help you. Okay, so again, like the one I did before, if you don't like this, feel free and rewrite this as x squared plus 0x minus 4. It doesn't bother me. I just want the right factors. So give me two numbers. When you factor, you get 4. You subtract, you get 0. We get x plus 2 and x minus 2. Okay. Now, looking at the bottom, there is no square there. So we're not going to be in the same position here. Okay. But notice we have a 3 and a 9. We can take a 3 out and factor that 3. And we're going to get x minus 3. And that's all I can do. Okay, so if we look at the holes, do I have the same factor on top and on bottom? No, so we have no holes there. Now, vertical asymptote, we're going to set our bottom equal to 0. Now this 3 does not have an x attached to it, so we're actually going to ignore it. So we're just left with x minus 3 equals 0. And we're going to add 3 to both sides. And we get x equals 3. Okay, and now we're going to look at our horizontal asymptote. Notice I have, let me grab that other pen, degree of 2 at the top, and I have a degree of 1. So if the degree is larger on top, we have no horizontal asymptotes. Okay. Now let's look at another one. So let's do f of x equals 3x squared plus 21x plus 36 over x squared plus 4x plus 3. Okay, before you think this is ugly, I am so sorry. Notice we have a 3, a 21, and a 36. I can factor out a 3. And that leaves me with an x squared plus a 7x plus a 12. Okay. So now, I can now factor something else that looks a little bit nicer. So that 3 is still going to be on the outside. Okay. So what two numbers multiply to give you 12 that add to give you 7? Good job. Yes, a 3 and a 4. Now we're going to look at the bottom. Okay, so what two numbers multiply to give you 3 that add to give you 4? Now this is nice because there's only two numbers that give us 3. So that would be x plus 3 and x plus 1. Now notice here on top and on bottom I have the same factor. So I have a hole at x plus 3. So set it equal to 0 and solve for x. So x equals negative 3. So that means this x plus 1 is going to be my vertical asymptote. So we're going to set that equal to 0 and subtract, so we get x equals negative 1. Now, some students have asked me in the past about the x plus 4. Do we do anything with it? And the answer is no. We generally, on fractions, worry more about the bottom, because remember, the bottom can't be 0. Okay, and then horizontal asymptote. We're going to go back to the original. Degree is 2 on top and on bottom. So remember, understood 1. So divide your leading coefficients. So my coefficient here is a 3. On the bottom, it's a 1. So we just get y equals 3. Okay. I hope we're doing well. And I hope this is really helping you. So 3, so f of x equals negative x plus 2 over x minus 1. So not everything needs to be factored. So notice I don't have any squares here. I don't have much to do. So guess what? This is going to be an easy question. I want you to tell yourself that. Do I have a common factor on top and on bottom? Very good. No, we don't. So we have no holes. Vertical asymptote, you're going to take the bottom and set it equal to 0 and solve. Okay. Now, let's talk about our horizontal asymptote. Okay. So my understood degree on top is 1, and on the bottom is 1 as well. So since they're the same, we're going to divide by the leading coefficient. Please be careful. Oopsies, there's a negative right there. So it's y equals -1 over 1, or just plain y equals -1. Okay. I hope we're doing well. Okay. Let's do one more. Okay, number 4. So we have f of x equals x squared plus 2x over x squared minus x minus 6. Okay, so when we look at the top, before we jump into parentheses, what do these terms on top have in common besides the 2? And the answer is x. They both contain x's. So that's what we're going to factor out. So if I take an x out of x squared, I'm left with x. And if I take the x away from the 2, I'm left with 2. So please just be careful. Don't jump head first and thinking you gotta do this, okay? Take a step back and look. So again, we're going to ask ourselves, go backwards. What times what gives me 6? When I subtract, I get a -1. So it's either a 3 and a 2 or a 2 and a 3. We got to subtract. So the top one gives me 1, but I need a -1. So we need that -1. So this is what I need. So x plus 2 and an x minus 3. So here we go. Do we have any holes? And the answer is yes, because we have this x plus 2, both on top and on bottom. So x plus 2 equals 0. Subtract 2, so x equals -2. Now we got a vertical asymptote. We're going to use that other fraction. So x minus 3 equals 0. Add 3 to both sides. We get x equals 3. Okay, and now we just got to look at the horizontal asymptote. Again, we're going to look at the top. Top degree, 2. Bottom, 2. So the understood leading coefficients is 1 on top and on bottom, so that's 1 divided by 1, or just plain old 1. I hope this has helped you. If not, please ask for help. See y'all later.